Ever wondered how to make a perfect campfire while hiking? Welcome to the world of Campfire Basics, where we'll uncover the art of creating a safe and efficient campfire during your hiking adventures. Picture this: you've set up your tent, the stars are out, and all that's missing is the warmth and glow of a campfire. But it's not just about striking a match. Understanding how to build a campfire involves more than just lighting it up. It's about ensuring your safety, the safety of those around you, and respecting the environment. It's about finding the right spot, gathering the right materials, and knowing how to maintain and extinguish the fire. In this journey, we'll explore the crucial steps to light up that perfect campfire. We'll delve into the do's and don'ts, the safety measures, and the respect for Mother Nature. In this video, we guide you through the steps to create that perfect campfire and how to keep it safe and enjoyable. The first step to a perfect campfire is choosing the right spot. When you're looking to set up your campfire, there's more to consider than just finding a flat piece of land. It's crucial to pay attention to what's around you and take a few key factors into account. First and foremost, ensure your chosen spot is away from flammable materials. This goes for both natural and man-made materials. Dry grass, leaves, and twigs can easily ignite, so make sure you're not setting up camp in an area littered with potential kindling. As for man-made materials, tents, sleeping bags, and backpacks can all go up in flames if they're too close to your fire. Make sure you keep a safe distance between your fire and your gear. Next, look up. Are there any low-hanging branches overhead? A fire can easily send sparks flying, and if those sparks find their way to a dry branch, you could have a serious problem on your hands. Always set up your fire in an area with a clear, open sky overhead. It's also important to consider the wind. A gusty day can turn a small controlled fire into a raging inferno in no time. Try to find a spot that's shielded from the wind, whether that's behind a large rock or in a natural dip in the terrain. It's also a good idea to choose a spot that's close to a water source. Not only will this make it easier for you to extinguish your fire when you're done, but it also provides a safety net in case the fire gets out of control. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, always check local regulations and fire bans. Some areas prohibit open fires completely, while others may have restrictions on where you can set up. Remember, a good spot can make all the difference between a cozy fire and a potential wildfire. With these considerations in mind, you can ensure that you're not only enjoying your campfire, but also doing so safely and responsibly. Once you have your spot, it's time to gather your materials. The success of your campfire hinges on 3 types of materials: tinder, kindling, and fuel. Tinder is your starting point, the small, flammable materials that will catch a spark and start your fire. Think of it as the spark plug of your fire. Dry grasses, leaves, bark, and pine needles work brilliantly as tinder. Even a bit of lint from your pocket can do the trick. Just ensure that your chosen tinder is dry to the touch and fine in texture. Next up is kindling. These are slightly larger materials that catch fire from the tinder and help it grow. Small twigs and branches, roughly the size of a pencil, are perfect for this role. Your kindling should be dry and easily breakable. You don't want your fire to lose momentum because your kindling is too damp or too thick to catch quickly. Lastly, we have fuel. This is the main course for your fire, the logs and larger pieces of wood that will burn for a longer period and provide the warmth and light you're seeking. Hardwoods like oak and hickory are excellent fuel sources as they burn slower and hotter. Remember, your fuel should be dry and dead. Green or wet wood will produce a lot of smoke and struggle to catch fire. When gathering these materials, always respect the environment. Only collect what you need and never cut branches from living trees. Look for fallen branches and twigs, and remember that dry and dead is always best. Keep in mind that gathering your materials isn't a one-time task. You'll need to replenish your fire with kindling and fuel as it burns, so keep a good stock on hand. So, there you have it: tinder, kindling, and fuel. Once you've gathered these 3 key components, you've laid the foundation for a successful campfire. Armed with the right materials, you're ready to build your fire. Before we dive into building the fire, it's crucial to discuss safety and sustainability. Remember, a successful campfire is as much about safety as it is about warmth and light. Always have a bucket of water or a fire extinguisher nearby in case the fire gets out of control. Clear the area around your fire site of any flammable materials to prevent the fire from spreading. Check for overhanging branches or dry grass that could easily ignite. And remember, never leave your fire unattended. Fires can spread quickly and unpredictably, and it's our responsibility to prevent wildfires. As for sustainability, it's important to respect the environment while enjoying its beauty. Always extinguish your fire completely before leaving the site and dispose of any waste properly. If possible, use existing fire pits or fire rings to minimize the impact on the environment. If there isn't one, make sure to leave no trace of your fire once you're done. Remember, we're guests in nature, and we should treat our host with respect. Now, having covered safety and sustainability, we're ready to move on to actually building the fire. But before we do, if you're enjoying these campfire tips, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more hiking hacks. Now let's get that fire going. Now, it's time to build your campfire. The heart of any great campsite is a well-built fire, and the process is as much an art as it is a science. It's not just about throwing a bunch of wood together and hoping for the best. It requires careful planning, understanding, and execution. So, let's walk through the process together. First, you'll need to start with a small pile of tinder. Tinder is light, dry material that catches fire easily. Think of dry leaves, grass, pine needles, or small twigs. Start small, but be ready to add more as the fire grows. This is the foundation of your fire, the spark that gets everything else going. Next comes the kindling. Kindling is slightly larger than tinder. Typically small sticks and twigs. Arrange your kindling in a teepee shape over your tinder. The teepee shape is not just for aesthetics. It serves a critical function. It allows the flames from the tinder to catch the kindling and helps to draw air up and into the fire. Now it's time to add the fuel logs. These are the largest pieces of wood, and they'll provide the main source of fuel for your fire. Arrange them in a similar teepee shape around the kindling. As you add these logs, remember to leave space for air to circulate. Fire needs oxygen to burn, and if you pile on too much wood, you might suffocate your fire before it even has a chance to get going. The importance of building your fire in this layered, step-by-step manner cannot be overstated. A campfire isn't just about warmth and light. It's also about safety and control. Building your fire properly will ensure it burns steadily and safely, allowing you to enjoy the mesmerizing flames without worry. With the fire structure in place, it's time to light it up. A match, a lighter, or a fire starter can do the trick. Remember, patience is key. Allow the fire to catch and grow naturally. It's not a race. And the reward of a well-built fire is well worth the wait. With the fire set up, let's bring it to life. Lighting a fire is an art of its own. Start by lighting the tinder. Use a long matchstick or a lighter to avoid burning your fingers. Light it from the bottom and let the flames rise. You'll see the kindling catch fire next, followed by the smaller logs, and finally, the larger ones. But what happens when the initial flames start to dwindle? That's where the skill of maintaining a fire comes in. You'll need to add more fuel, but this is not as simple as throwing logs into the fire. Each addition should be deliberate and careful. Add smaller pieces of wood first, gradually increasing in size. This helps to build a steady, controlled flame that can last for hours. A crucial part of maintaining a fire is ensuring its safety. Never, and I repeat, never leave your fire unattended. It's not just about the risk of the fire spreading, but also about respecting nature and preserving our beautiful outdoors. Fires can quickly get out of hand, so always keep an eye on it. Now, let's talk about safety equipment. It may seem excessive to have a fire extinguisher while camping, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. If a fire extinguisher seems like too much, at least have a bucket of water handy. This is not only for dousing the fire when you're done, but it can also be used to control the fire if it starts getting too big. Remember, fire is unpredictable. A sudden gust of wind, a stray spark, anything can turn a cozy campfire into a dangerous situation. Your vigilance is the best tool you have to keep the fire and everyone around it safe. And there you have it. Lighting and maintaining a fire is not just about keeping warm or cooking food. It's about respecting the power of fire and understanding its role in the great outdoors. A well-lit fire is a joy, but remember, it needs your attention to keep it safe and steady. As with all good things, your campfire must come to an end. It's essential to ensure the fire is properly extinguished to prevent any unforeseen mishaps. Let's walk through this process. Firstly, let your campfire burn down as much as possible before you plan to extinguish it. Allow the wood to turn into ash. This is the initial step towards ensuring a safe and thorough extinguishing process. Next, spread out the ashes. This step helps to cool down the fire quickly. Use a stick or any similar object for this task, but remember to be careful not to burn yourself. Then it's time to pour water on the ashes. Don't be shy with the water. Douse until you hear no more hissing sounds. This ensures that every last ember is out. Lastly, stir the wet ashes to ensure that all the heat is gone. Keep stirring until everything is cold to the touch. Leaving no trace is the true mark of a responsible hiker. So there you have it. We've walked you through the steps of creating a safe, efficient campfire, from selecting an ideal spot to gathering your materials, building your fire, maintaining it, and finally, extinguishing it properly. We started with the basics. Understanding that location is key. We dug into the importance of using the right materials, constructing your fire wisely, and practicing safe lighting methods. But it doesn't stop there. We also emphasized the critical aspect of maintaining your fire, ensuring it doesn't get out of hand, and when the time comes, extinguishing it thoroughly to prevent any unintended consequences. Above all, the message we hope to drive home is the importance of respect. Respect for nature and the environment in which we're privileged to hike and camp. Leave no trace behind and ensure your actions don't harm the natural beauty that surrounds us. Remember, a campfire is not just about warmth or cooking, it's about responsibility, respect for nature and safety. Happy hiking. Before we wrap this up, we've got a fun reminder for you. If you found these campfire basics helpful, show us some love. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're not already part of our outdoorsy community. We're always excited to share more campfire chronicles and other essential outdoor survival skills with you. So make sure you've turned on your notifications to stay updated. Remember, each thumbs up, subscription, and share helps us to continue providing content like this. So if you've learned something valuable today, don't forget to share this video with your fellow outdoor enthusiasts. Stay safe, respect nature, and most importantly, keep the adventurous spirit alive. See you in our next